Hey everyone, welcome back to English in Advance. I am your host Jessica, and I am so happy you are here with me today for a very special and comprehensive session. Today we are going to talk about something that every English learner struggles with at some point. We are going to talk about how to understand fast English without feeling stressed. I know exactly how it feels when you are listening to a podcast or a movie, and the words seem to fly by so quickly that you cannot catch them. You might feel anxious or frustrated because you learned the vocabulary and you know the grammar. But when native speakers talk, it sounds like a completely different language. That is a very normal feeling. Today I want you to relax your shoulders and take a deep breath because we are going to change the way you listen to English. This is not just a lesson, it is a daily listening practice designed to help your ears get used to the natural flow of the language. We are going to spend a long time together exploring the secrets of fast speech, and we will do it slowly and calmly so you never feel left behind. You do not need a pen or paper for this. You just need your ears and an open mind. We are going to learn by listening. Let us start by changing your mindset about speed. Many students think that native speakers speak fast because they want to confuse you or because they are in a hurry. But the truth is that speed is actually an illusion. When I speak to you now, I am connecting my words together in a way that makes the music of the language smooth. If I spoke every single word separately like a robot, it would be very easy for you to understand, but it would not sound natural. Real English flows like a river. It does not stop at every stone. When you listen to fast English, you are actually listening to the connection between words. Today we are going to practice hearing those connections. I want you to imagine that English is not a list of separate words but a long melody. When you listen to music, you do not try to analyze every single note. You listen to the whole song and you enjoy the feeling of it. Listening to English should be the same. If you try to translate every word in your head, you will get stuck and you will feel stressed. Instead, I want you to let the words wash over you. Focus on the general meaning and the emotion of the speaker. Let us practice this idea right now with a simple sentence. Imagine I want to say the sentence, I am going to go to the store. If I say it slowly and clearly, it sounds like I am going to go to the store. But in natural conversation, I would never say it that way. I would say, I'm going to go to the store. Did you hear the difference? The words going to became gonna. This is not lazy English. This is efficient English. It helps the rhythm of the sentence move forward. When you expect to hear going to, but you hear gonna, your brain might panic for a second. But if you relax and accept that gonna means going to, then you will understand it instantly without stress. We will see many examples like this today. The key is to stop expecting perfection. You do not need to hear 100% of the words to understand the message. In fact, native speakers often do not hear every word either. We use context, and we use the rhythm of the sentence to fill in the blanks. I want you to trust your brain to do the work. Your brain is an amazing machine, and it can understand patterns even if you are not consciously thinking about them. Now, I want to tell you a short story to help us practice listening in a relaxed way. This story is about a man named Tom who moved to a new city. Tom was very excited about his new job, but he was also nervous because he had to take the train to work every day. In his small town, he always drove his car, so he was not used to public transport. On his first day, Tom woke up very early. He wanted to be sure he would not be late. He drank his coffee and ate his toast. He walked to the train station and bought a ticket. The station was crowded with people rushing in every direction. Tom felt a little overwhelmed by the noise and the speed of everything. He looked at the schedule board and saw that his train was arriving in 5 minutes. He walked to the platform and waited. When the train arrived, it was full of people. Tom squeezed inside and found a place to stand near the door. The train started to move, and Tom looked out the window, watching the buildings pass by. Suddenly, the train stopped. The conductor made an announcement over the speaker. He said, "We are experiencing a short delay due to a signal problem ahead." The voice was fast and a little muffled. Tom panicked. He did not understand every word. He only heard delay and a problem. He looked around at the other passengers. They looked calm. Some were reading books and others were looking at their phones. Nobody seemed worried. Tom realized that if there was a real emergency, people would react. Since everyone was calm, he decided to be calm too. He took a deep breath and waited. After 2 minutes, the train started moving again. Tom smiled. He realized that he did not need to understand every single word of the announcement to know that everything was okay. He used the context of the situation to understand. This story illustrates an important point about listening. Context is your best friend. When you are listening to fast English, you can use the situation to help you understand. If you are in a coffee shop and the barista asks you a question, it is probably about your order. Even if they speak very fast and you miss a few words, you can guess what they are asking. Are you paying with cash or card? Do you want room for milk? Would you like a receipt? These are the expected questions in that context. When you stop worrying about the words you missed, you have more mental energy to focus on the words you did catch. Stress creates a wall between you and the language. When you are stressed, your brain shuts down and it becomes harder to process information. That is why the title of this lesson includes the words, "without stress." Stress is the enemy of fluency. To remove stress, you must give yourself permission to not understand everything. It is okay to miss a word. It is okay to be confused for a moment. Just keep listening, and the meaning will often become clear a few seconds later. Let us go deeper into the mechanics of fast English. One of the main reasons English sounds fast is because of something called linking. Linking happens when the end of one word flows directly into the beginning of the next word. It makes two words sound like one long word. For example, take the phrase, wake up. When I say it naturally, I say wake up. The K sound at the end of wake connects to the U sound at the beginning of up. It sounds like wake up. If you are listening for two separate words, you might miss it. But if you are ready for the link, you will hear it easily. Let us try another one. Look at the phrase, clean up. The N sound connects to the U sound. It sounds like clean up. This happens all the time in English, especially when a word ends with a consonant and the next word starts with a vowel. It makes the speech sound faster, but it also makes it smoother. I want you to listen to a few sentences now and try to hear the linking. Here's the first sentence. Can I have a bit of egg? Listen closely to how I connect the words. Can I becomes anai. Hava becomes hava. Bit of becomes bitof. The whole sentence sounds like sanai hava bitof egg. It sounds almost like a different language, right? But it is just simple English words connected together. Let us try another one. Read a book. The D connects to the A. It sounds like read a book. When you practice listening, try to hear these connections. Do not try to separate the words in your mind. Just accept the sound as it is. Another reason English sounds fast is because of function words. In English, we have two types of words. We have content words and function words. Content words are the important words that carry the meaning. These are nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Words like house run beautiful and quickly. Function words are the grammar words. These are prepositions, articles, pronouns, and auxiliary verbs. Words like to the AI, he can, and for. In spoken English, we stress the content words and we reduce the function words. This means we say the content words clearly and loudly, and we say the function words quickly and quietly. The function words often get squeezed together. This creates the rhythm of English. It sounds like da 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 da. If I say I want to go to the park, the important words are want, go, and park. The words I to and thee are less important, so I say them very quickly. It sounds like I want to go to the park. The word to is reduced to tia. The word thee is very short. If you try to hear every function word clearly, you will feel like the speaker is talking too fast. But if you focus on the big words, the content words, you will understand the message. This is a huge secret to understanding fast English. You do not need to hear the grammar words clearly. You just need to hear the stress. Now I want to guide you through a visualization exercise. I want you to close your eyes if you can. Imagine you are sitting in a comfortable chair in a quiet room. You are safe and relaxed. Imagine a gentle stream of water flowing in front of you. The water is clear and it moves smoothly over the rocks. This water represents the flow of English. Sometimes the water moves fast and sometimes it moves slow. It does not stop. It just flows. Imagine that you are listening to a conversation in English. The words are like the water. They are flowing towards you. You do not need to catch every drop of water. You just need to let it flow over you. You feel the rhythm of the water. You hear the melody. You are not struggling. You are just observing. Feel how peaceful it is to just listen without pressure. When you approach English with this feeling of peace, your brain opens up. You stop fighting the language and you start absorbing it. You can open your eyes now. Remember this feeling the next time you listen to a podcast or a video. If you feel stress coming back, take a deep breath and remember the stream of water. Let us return to our practice with some more common reductions. We talked about gonna for going to. There are many others. Wanna becomes wanna. I want to eat becomes I want to eat. Have to becomes have to. I have to go becomes I have to go. Gotta becomes gotta. I have gotta study becomes I gotta study. Lemme becomes lemme. Lemme see becomes lemme see. Give me becomes gimme. Give me the book becomes gimme the book. These are not slang words. They are standard spoken English. Even doctors and professors use them in casual conversation. If you use them yourself, you will sound more natural. But more importantly, if you recognize them, you will understand fast English much better. Let us practice hearing these in a conversation context. Imagine two friends talking. Friend A says, "What do you want to do tonight?" Friend B says, "I don't know, I have to finish my work first." Friend A says, "Come on, let me help you so we can go out." Now listen to how it sounds with reductions. "What do you want to do tonight?" "I don't know, I have to finish my work first." "Come on, let me help you so we can go out." It sounds much faster, right? What do you is what do you? Dunno is don't know. Ya is you. This is the reality of spoken English. By practicing with these reduced forms, you are training your ears to decipher the code of fast speech. I want to talk a little bit about the schwa sound. The schwa is the most common sound in English. It is a very short, relaxed sound, like It is the sound we use for many unstressed vowels. For example, in the word banana, the first A and the last A are schwa sounds. We do not say ba-na-na, we say bu-na-nu. The stress is in the middle. In the word teacher, the ER at the end is a schwa. It sounds like teacher. In the word about the A at the beginning is a schwa. It sounds like a bout. The schwa is the sound of a lazy vowel. Because we use it so much, it makes English sound fast and mumbled. When you expect a clear vowel sound like A or E or O, and you hear a f instead, it can be confusing. But once you realize that the schwa is everywhere, you will stop looking for clear vowels in unstressed syllables. This helps you keep up with the speed of the speaker. The schwa allows us to move quickly from one stressed syllable to the next. It is the oil that makes the machine of English run smoothly. Let us practice identifying the schwa in sentences. Listen to this. I can do it. The word can is usually reduced to a schwa. It sounds like cn. I can do it. The vowel disappears almost completely. But if I say I can't do it, the word can't is stressed and has a clear vowel sound. This is important for meaning. Can is usually weak, but can't is usually strong. Listen to the difference. I can go. I can't go. In the first one, the go is the loudest word. In the second one, the can't is the loudest word. This helps you understand if the person is able to do something or not. Listen again. I can swim. I can't swim. The rhythm tells you the meaning. If you hear a short, soft cn, it is positive. If you hear a long, hard can't, it is negative. This is a subtle difference that makes a big difference in understanding. By focusing on the rhythm and the stress, you understand the meaning without needing to analyze the grammar. We've established a strong foundation of rhythm and linking, and now we need to build upon that. Understanding the music of English is the first step, but to truly understand fast speech, we must also talk about the words themselves and the variety of voices you will hear. This leads us to the next crucial phase of our journey, which is building your listening vocabulary and understanding different accents. Many students have a reading vocabulary that is very large, but their listening vocabulary is small. This means they can recognize a word when they see it written down, but they do not recognize it when they hear it. This happens because English spelling is very different from English sound. You might know the word Q spelled Q-U-E-U-E, but if you do not know that it sounds exactly like the letter Q, you will be lost when you hear it. To fix this gap between reading and listening, we need to change how we learn new words. From today onwards, whenever you learn a new word, I want you to learn the sound first and the spelling second. Use an online dictionary that has audio. Click the speaker button and listen. Listen 5 times. Repeat the sound. Do not just look at the letters. Close your eyes and imprint the sound in your memory. This is sound-first learning. It is how babies learn. They learn to speak and understand years before they learn to read. We need to recapture that natural ability. Another powerful technique for building listening vocabulary is to learn collocations. Collocations are words that naturally go together. Native speakers do not choose words one by one. They choose chunks of words. For example, we say, make a decision. We do not say, do a decision. We say, take a shower, not make a shower. We say, fast food, not quick food. When you learn these chunks, you can listen faster. If you hear the word fast and the context is eating, your brain will automatically expect the word food. This prediction ability speeds up your processing. If you hear the word make, you might expect a decision or a mistake. Learning chunks helps you predict what is coming next. It reduces the cognitive load on your brain. Instead of processing two separate words fast and food, you process one single idea, fast food. Let us practice with some common chunks right now. I will say the first part of a phrase, and I want you to think of the second part. High speed, heavy, rain, strong, coffee, deep, sleep. Did you guess them correctly? These are very strong collocations. When a native speaker says, "I fell into a deep," they will almost always say, sleep. If you know this, you do not need to hear the word sleep clearly. You already know it is coming. This is how we understand fast English in noisy environments. We are not just listening, we are predicting. Now we need to talk about a topic that scares many learners, which is accents. You might be used to the clear standard American accent you hear in textbooks, or maybe the standard British accent. But in the real world, English is spoken in 1,000 different ways. You will meet people from Scotland, Australia, Ireland, India, South Africa, and the southern United States. Each place has its own melody and its own special sounds. If you only practice with one type of accent, you will struggle when you travel or when you watch movies. The key to understanding accents is exposure, not stress. Do not try to analyze the rules of every accent. Just expose your ears to them. Let us take a moment to explore the differences between the two most common accents you will hear, American and British. The biggest difference is often the letter R. In standard American English, we pronounce the R sound wherever it is written. We say car hard in water. The R is strong and creates a growling sound in the back of the mouth. In standard British English, the R is often silent at the end of words. They say ha and wata. The R is only pronounced if it is followed by a vowel. This dropping of the R makes British English sound softer and more open. If you are expecting to hear water with a hard R and you hear wata, you might be confused for a second. But if you know this rule, you can adjust your ears. Another big difference is the letter T. In American English, when AT is between two vowels, it often sounds like a soft D or a flap. We say water, not waiter. We say butter, not butter. We say city, not city. It sounds like waiter, butter, and city. In British English, the T is usually clearer and sharper. They say waiter and butter with a crisp T sound. Or sometimes, in casual British speech, they use a glottal stop where the T is swallowed completely. It sounds like wayer or bewer. This can be very tricky for learners. If you hear someone say, "Can I have a bowl of wayer?" they are asking for a bottle of water. This glottal stop is very common in London and other parts of the UK. Let us try a listening exercise with these accents. I will say a sentence in an American style and then in a British style. American. I'm going to go to the party later. Notice the hard R in party and later. Notice the gunny. British. I'm going to go to the party later. Notice the softer R in party and later. The T in party might be clearer. American. Can you pass the butter? Sounds like butter. British. Can you pass the butter? Sounds like butter. By hearing these differences side by side, you train your brain to be flexible. You teach your brain that butter and butter are the same thing. This flexibility is the mark of an advanced listener. Now let us talk about Australian English. It is similar to British English, but the vowels are different. The A sound in day often sounds like die, so today sounds a bit like to die. The I sound in like sounds a bit like loik. If an Australian says, "I'm going to the hospital to die," they probably mean they are going to the hospital today. Context is very important here. Do not panic. Just listen to the flow. Australian English also uses a lot of rising intonation at the end of sentences, even when they are not asking a question. This is called uptalk. It makes everything sound friendly and inviting. So, how do you practice for all these accents without getting overwhelmed? You do not need to study them like a science. You just need to diversify your listening diet. If you always watch American YouTubers, try watching a British comedy series. If you always listen to American news, try listening to the BBC or an Australian podcast. At first, it will be hard. You might only understand 50%. That is okay. Do not turn it off. Your brain needs time to calibrate. It is like tuning a radio. At first, there is static, but if you keep listening, the signal becomes clear. Give yourself a week of listening to a new accent, and you will be amazed at how quickly you adapt. Let us integrate this into a story. Imagine you are in an international airport. You are sitting at a gate waiting for your flight. You close your eyes and listen to the people around you. To your left, there is a family from Texas. They speak slowly with a drawl. They stretch their vowels. They say, "Well, I reckon we should get some food." To your right, there is a businessman from London. He speaks fast and clipped. He says, "I've got a meeting at 3 o'clock sharp." Across from you is a group of backpackers from Australia. They are laughing and using slang. They say, "G'day, mate, let's grab a cold one." You are in the middle of this symphony of voices. Instead of trying to translate every word, you just listen to the music. You notice the slow rhythm of the Texans. You notice the sharp rhythm of the Londoner. You notice the bouncy rhythm of the Australians. You realize that underneath the different sounds, they are all speaking the same language. They are all communicating. This airport visualization is something you can do for real. Go to a tourist spot in your city or watch interviews with actors from different countries. Treat it as a game of detective. Can you guess where they are from by their sound? We are going to move on to another essential aspect of vocabulary for listening, which is phrasal verbs. We touched on this briefly, but it deserves more attention. Phrasal verbs are the nightmare of many students because the meaning is often completely different from the individual words. To give up does not mean to give something up towards the sky. It means to quit. To run out of does not mean running outside. It means you have none left. Native speakers use phrasal verbs constantly, especially in fast-spoken English. We rarely say, "I extinguished the fire." We say, "I put out the fire." We rarely say, "I encountered an old friend." We say, "I ran into an old friend." Because phrasal verbs are made of short, common words like put, get, take, run up, down, in and out. They are often spoken very quickly and linked together. Put out sounds like pewed out. Ran into sounds like run into. If you try to translate phrasal verbs word by word, you will fail. You must learn them as single units of meaning. Let us practice a few common ones in context. Context, a relationship. Sentence, they broke up last week. Broke up means ended the relationship. It links together as broke up. Context, a problem. Sentence, we need to figure out a solution. Figure out means to solve or understand. It links as figure out. Context, a delay. Sentence, the meeting was called off. Called off means canceled. It links as called off. Context, reviewing. Sentence, can you go over this report? Go over means to check or review. It links as go over. Notice the W sound that appears between go and over. This is a special link between two vowels. When you learn a phrasal verb, imagine a picture of the action. For call off, imagine a big red X. For figure out, imagine a light bulb turning on. Connect the sound of the phrase to the image. Do not connect it to the translation in your language. This direct connection speeds up your understanding. Let us combine everything we have learned so far into a practice paragraph. I will use linking reductions, schwa, and phrasal verbs. I want you to listen and try to catch the meaning. Here is the paragraph. I woke up late this morning and I ran out of coffee. I was freaking out because I had to set up a meeting with my boss. I hopped in the car and tried to catch up on the news while driving. When I got to the office, I found out the meeting was called off. I felt so relieved I could finally calm down and breathe. Let us break it down. Woke up links as woke up. Ran out of links as ranutov, meaning had no coffee left. Freaking out means panicking. Set up means arrange or organize. Links as setup. Hopped in means got into quickly. Links as hopped in. Catch up on means get the latest information. Found out means discovered. Links as found out. Called off means canceled. Calm down means relax. Did you notice how the story flows when you understand these chunks? It becomes a simple narrative about a stressful morning that ended well. You do not need to analyze the grammar of had to set up. You just understand the obligation. You do not analyze the passive voice of was called off. You just understand the cancellation. This is the power of listening in chunks. As you continue this journey of vocabulary acquisition, remember that patience is key. You cannot learn every phrasal verb in one day. Pick 1 or 2 a day. Use them in a sentence. Listen for them in your podcasts. When you hear one, smile and acknowledge it. Say, I heard run out of. That small victory releases dopamine in your brain and helps you remember it better. Celebrating your small wins is crucial for long-term motivation. You are building a massive library of sounds in your head. It takes time to fill the shelves, but every day you are adding a new book. We have established a strong vocabulary foundation, but now we must take these skills out of the classroom and into the real world of entertainment and daily life. This brings us to a very exciting part of our journey, which is how to use movies and TV shows to practice listening in a fun and effective way. Everyone loves to watch stories. It is one of the best ways to learn English because it is entertaining and it shows you real language in real situations. But many students get frustrated when they watch movies. They turn on a film, and after 5 minutes they feel lost. They cannot understand the jokes, or the slang, or the fast dialogue. They feel discouraged, and they turn it off. I want to change how you watch. You must remember that movies are made for native speakers, not for learners. The actors speak fast, they mumble, and there is background noise like music and explosions. It is a difficult environment, so do not expect to understand everything instantly. You need a strategy. The first rule of watching movies for learning is to choose the right material. Do not start with a complex science fiction movie or a historical drama with old-fashioned language. Start with something simple. Sitcoms or situation comedies are perfect. Shows like Friends or The Office are great because they are about daily life. The vocabulary is common and practical. The situations are repetitive. You see the same characters in the same places talking about similar things. This repetition helps you learn. Animated movies or cartoons are also excellent. The actors in cartoons usually speak very clearly and with a lot of emotion, which helps you understand the meaning. The stories are simple and visual. If you do not understand the words, you can usually understand the action. So pick something appropriate for your level. Do not try to run a marathon before you can walk. The second rule is to use subtitles wisely. There is a big debate about subtitles. Should you use them or not? My advice is to use them, but use them strategically. If you are a beginner, it is okay to use subtitles in your own language to get the story. But if you want to improve your English listening, you must switch to English subtitles as soon as possible. When you read English while you listen to English, you are connecting the sound to the text. You are seeing the words and hearing them at the same time. This is very powerful. However, there is a danger. If you only read the subtitles, you are practicing reading, not listening. You need to train your ears. So here's a great exercise. Watch a short scene, maybe 2 minutes long with the subtitles on. Make sure you understand what is happening. Then turn the subtitles off and watch the same scene again. Now you know the meaning, so your brain can focus on the sounds. Try to hear the words you just read. Watch the scene a third time with eyes closed. Just listen. Can you still follow it? This method of on-off listening is much better than just watching a whole movie passively. Now let us talk about a technique that will revolutionize your listening and speaking. It is called shadowing. Shadowing is very simple but very effective. It means you listen to a speaker and you repeat exactly what they say at almost the same time. You act like their shadow. You follow them closely. You do not wait for the sentence to finish. You speak along with them. Imagine you are singing a song with your favorite singer. You try to match their speed, their rhythm, their intonation, and their emotion. You do the same with spoken English. Find a short audio clip. It could be a podcast like this one or a YouTube video. Play the audio and try to say the words with the speaker. Why does shadowing work? It works because it forces you to process the sounds quickly. You do not have time to translate in your head. You have to bypass the translation center of your brain and go straight to the motor center. It creates a direct highway between your ears and your mouth. It also helps you feel the physical rhythm of English. You will feel how your mouth has to move to keep up with the speed. You will naturally start to use linking and reductions, because if you do not, you will fall behind. If the speaker says, "I want to go," and you try to say, "I want to go," you will be too slow. Shadowing forces you to say, "I want to go." It teaches your muscles the habits of native speakers. It can feel a bit silly at first talking to yourself, but trust me, it is one of the best exercises you can do. Start with slow audio and gradually move to faster audio. Let us try a mini shadowing session right now. I will say a few sentences slowly and clearly. I want you to repeat them with me or just after me. Try to match my voice. I am learning to speak English. It is getting easier every day. I can understand more than before. My ears are opening up. Did you feel the rhythm? Now I will speed it up a little. Try to keep up. I'm learning to speak English. It's getting easier every day. I can understand more than before. My ears are opening up. Did you notice the changes? I am became I'm. It is became it's. The rhythm became tighter. When you shadow, you are not just copying words. You are copying the music. You are tuning your instrument to play in harmony with the native speaker. Do this for 5 minutes every day and you will see a massive improvement in your listening speed and your pronunciation. Now we are going to discuss a very advanced skill called prediction. When native speakers listen to each other, we are not just receiving information. We are actively predicting what the other person will say next. We use logic, grammar, and context to guess the future. If I say, I am going to the grocery store to buy some, your brain instantly lists things I might buy: milk, bread, eggs, apples. You do not expect me to say elephant or sky. Your brain narrows down the possibilities. This makes listening much faster because you are only listening for a few likely words, not for every word in the dictionary. If I say I am so hungry I could eat you expect horse or burger or pizza. If I say it is raining, so you expect umbrella. This prediction skill is what allows us to understand fast speech, even in noisy places. If we miss a word, our brain fills it in with the most likely option. As a learner, you can train this skill. When you are listening to a story, try to guess what happens next. If you are listening to a sentence, try to finish it before the speaker does. This keeps your brain active and engaged. It turns listening into a game. Let us practice. I will start a sentence and stop. You guess the next word. The phone is ringing. I should answer. Did you think it? The word is it. I should answer it. I am very tired. I want to go to. Did you think bed or sleep? Those are the logical predictions. He put on his coat because it was cold, raining, windy. By anticipating the end of the sentence, you are preparing your ears to hear specific sounds. If you expect the word cold, you are listening for a K sound. If you expect raining, you are listening for an R sound. This preparation gives you a split-second advantage. It helps you catch the word even if it is spoken very fast. Let us combine prediction with context. Imagine you are watching a scene in a restaurant. The waiter comes to the table. You can predict the entire conversation before it happens. He will ask for the order. The customer will ask about the menu. They will talk about drinks. Finally, they will ask for the bill. Because you know the script of a restaurant visit, you can understand the fast English much easier. You know the waiter is likely to say, "Are you ready to order?" not "What is your favorite color?" Use your knowledge of the world to help your English. Every situation has a script: a doctor's appointment, a job interview, a shopping trip. Before you listen to audio about these topics, take a moment to think about the script. What words do you expect to hear? What questions will be asked? Activate your background knowledge. It acts like a magnet pulling the meaning out of the stream of sound. I want to talk about the concept of noise. In real life, listening is rarely perfect. There is traffic noise, wind, other people talking, bad phone connections. This is called interference. Many learners panic when there is noise. They feel they cannot understand if the audio is not crystal clear studio quality. But you must train for the real world. Do not be afraid of less than perfect audio. In fact, practicing with background noise is good for you. It forces you to focus harder and rely more on context and prediction. If you are listening to a podcast while you are washing dishes, the sound of the water is interference. Do not turn it off. Use it as a challenge. Can you still understand the main points even with the noise? Can your brain fill in the gaps? This is resilience. You are building a strong listening brain that can work in any environment. Another important aspect of understanding fast English is recognizing cultural references and idioms. Sometimes you hear every word clearly, but you still do not understand the meaning because the speaker used an idiom. If someone says, "It is a piece of cake," they are not talking about food. They mean it is easy. If they say break a leg, they mean good luck. If they say it costs an arm and a leg, they mean it is expensive. These phrases are spoken very quickly because they are so common. Piece of cake sounds like piece of cake. Native speakers do not think about the individual words. They just think easy. You need to learn these idioms as chunks. Do not try to visualize the literal meaning. Do not imagine a leg breaking. Just associate the sound break a leg with the feeling of wishing luck. We cannot cover every idiom today, but being aware that they exist helps. If you hear a phrase that makes no literal sense, it is probably an idiom. Write it down and look it up later. Do not let it stop your flow. Let us do a practice exercise involving a conversation with some idioms and fast speech. I will play the role of two people, Jack and Jill. Jack: Hey Jill, you look a bit under the weather. What's up? Jill: Yeah, I'm feeling a bit sick. I think I caught a cold. Jack: That's a bummer. You should call it a day and go home. Jill: I can't. I have so much work on my plate right now. Jack: Don't burn the candle at both ends. Your health comes first. Jill: I know. Maybe I'll leave early. Jack: Good idea. Better safe than sorry. Let us break this down. Under the weather is an idiom for feeling sick. What's up is a fast way to ask what is wrong. That's a bummer means that is bad news or sad. Call it a day is a chunk that means stop working. On my plate means I have a lot of work to do. Burn the candle at both ends means working too hard and not sleeping enough. Better safe than sorry is a common proverb. Did you notice how these phrases flowed rapidly? Jack did not say, you should stop working for the day. He said you should call it a day. It is faster and more natural. By learning these expressions, you unlock a huge part of casual English. Listen to the conversation again in your head. Try to hear the chunks. Try to hear the care in Jack's voice and the tiredness in Jill's voice. The emotion carries the message. I want to address the fear of missing out, FOMO. In listening, this is the fear that if you miss one sentence, you have failed. This fear causes anxiety. You get stuck thinking about the sentence you missed while the speaker continues to talk. Then you miss the next 3 sentences. It is a chain reaction. You must learn to let go. If you miss a sentence, let it go immediately. Focus on the now. Focus on the current sentence. Imagine you are walking on stepping stones across a river. If you slip on one stone, do not stand there looking at it. Keep moving to the next stone or you will fall in. Keep your momentum. Your brain is amazing at piecing together a puzzle even if some pieces are missing. If you have 70% of the pieces, you can see the picture. You do not need 100%. Be comfortable with ambiguity. Be comfortable with guessing. This relaxed attitude is the secret of the best language learners. They do not strive for perfection. They strive for connection. Let us talk about the speed of your own thoughts. Sometimes the problem is not that the English is too fast, but that your processing is too slow, because you are translating. We talked about this before, but it is worth repeating. You must stop translating into your native language. When you hear the word table, you should see an image of a table in your mind. You should not see the word for table in your language. Translation adds an extra step. It takes time. And in fast conversation, you do not have time. To stop translating, you need to immerse yourself more. Surround yourself with English. Label objects in your house with English names. Think in English for 5 minutes a day. Talk to yourself in English. The more you use English directly, the less you will rely on your native language. It takes time to break the habit, but it is necessary for true fluency. Here is a fun tip. Listen to English songs and read the lyrics. Music is catchy. The melody helps you remember the words. Songs are full of linking and slang and fast speech, but because it is music, it is enjoyable to listen to it 100 times. Find a song you like. Listen to it. Look up the lyrics. Understand the meaning. Then sing along. Sing it in the shower. Sing it in the car. When you sing, you are practicing the rhythm and the flow without the stress of conversation. You are shadowing the singer. Many people have learned excellent English just by listening to the Beatles or Taylor Swift or Ed Sheeran. Use music as your joyful classroom. Having armed yourself with these techniques, we now need to look at the long game. We need to talk about consistency. Many students ask me, Jessica, how many hours a day should I study? They think that to learn English, they need to sit at a desk for 3 or 4 hours every day with a textbook. But the truth is that consistency is much more important than intensity. It is better to listen to English for 15 minutes every day than to study for 5 hours once a week. Think about watering a plant. If you pour a bucket of water on a plant once a month, the plant will die. But if you give it a little bit of water every day, it will grow strong and healthy. Your English brain is like that plant. It needs daily nourishment. The problem is that we are all busy. We have jobs, families, and responsibilities. Finding time can be hard. That is why I want to teach you about the concept of dead time. Dead time is the time in your day when your body is busy, but your brain is free. Think about your day. When you are washing the dishes, your hands are busy, but your mind is free. When you are driving to work or riding the bus, your eyes are watching the road, but your ears are free. When you are folding laundry or walking the dog or waiting in line at the grocery store, these are all moments of dead time. If you add up all these minutes, you might find that you have 1 or 2 hours of free time every day. This is the golden time for listening practice. You do not need to find extra time. You just need to use the time you already have differently. I want you to make a rule for yourself. Whenever your hands are busy and your mind is free, you turn on English. Put on a podcast like this one, or an audiobook or a radio station. You do not need to focus 100%. Even background listening is helpful because it keeps the rhythm of English in your ears. By doing this, you immerse yourself in the language without changing your schedule. It becomes a lifestyle, not a chore. Let us discuss habit stacking. This is a powerful psychological trick. It means you attach a new habit to an old habit that you already do. For example, you brush your teeth every morning. That is an old habit. You do not think about it. Now you can stack a new habit on top of it. You can say, every morning while I brush my teeth, I will listen to 2 minutes of news in English. Or every time I drink my morning coffee, I will watch 1 English video. Because the old habit is already strong, it pulls the new habit along with it. Eventually, you will not be able to drink coffee without thinking about English. It becomes automatic. I want you to think about your daily routine right now. What is something you do every single day without fail? Maybe it is making your bed. Maybe it is waiting for the kettle to boil. Pick one anchor habit and decide today that you will attach your listening practice to it. Start small, just 5 minutes. Once that becomes easy, you can grow it. This is how you build a routine that lasts for years. Now I want to address a very common feeling that almost every intermediate learner experiences. It is called the plateau. The plateau is when you feel like you are stuck. In the beginning, when you started learning English, everything was new. You learned 10 new words every day. You felt like you were running up a mountain. Progress was fast and exciting, but now you know the basics. You can communicate, and suddenly it feels like you are not moving. You listen to a podcast and you understand most of it, but not all of it. You try to watch a movie and it is still hard. You feel like you have been at the same level for months or even years. This is the plateau. And I want to tell you something very important. The plateau is an illusion. You are not stuck. You are actually learning deeply. Think of a bamboo tree. When a farmer plants a bamboo seed, he waters it and takes care of it. For the first 4 years, nothing happens. There is no tree. The ground looks empty. But the farmer does not stop watering. He knows that underground the bamboo is growing massive roots. It is building a foundation. Then, in the 5th year, the bamboo tree shoots up into the sky, growing 80 feet in just 6 weeks. Language learning is like the bamboo. When you feel like nothing is happening, that is when your brain is building the roots. You are consolidating what you know. You are making the neural pathways stronger. You are moving words from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. This process is invisible, but it is happening. Do not give up during the plateau. The plateau is where the real mastery happens. If you keep going, eventually you will have your breakthrough. You will wake up one day and realize that you understood the whole movie without trying. It will happen. You just have to trust the process and keep watering your bamboo. Let us talk about the balance between active listening and passive listening. We have talked about deep practice like shadowing and analyzing sounds. That is active listening. It requires focus and energy. You cannot do that for 2 hours a day. You will get tired. Passive listening is when you just listen for pleasure or while doing other things. It is easier. You need both. I suggest a diet of 20% active listening and 80% passive listening. Spend 15 minutes a day doing the hard work. Do the shadowing. Check the dictionary. Struggle with the difficult audio. Then for the rest of the time, just enjoy the language. Listen to music. Watch a funny show. Let the language wash over you. The active practice sharpens your skills, and the passive practice builds your stamina and familiarity. Do not feel guilty if you are just enjoying a story without analyzing the grammar. Enjoyment is a huge part of learning. If you enjoy it, you will keep doing it. Now I want to invite you into a final comprehensive practice session. We are going to use everything we have learned in this entire series. I am going to tell you a story. I will tell it in sections. First, I will tell it at a natural, fast speed, just like a native speaker. I want you to relax and try to catch the main idea. Do not stress about the details. Then we will break it down and look at the links, the reductions, and the vocabulary. Finally, I will say it again, and you will see how much more you understand. Are you ready? Here is the story. It is about a woman named Sarah who is traveling. Listen closely. So Sarah was rushing to the airport because she was running a bit late. She'd packed her bags the night before, but she couldn't find her passport anywhere. She tore the house apart looking for it. Finally, she found it under the sofa cushion. She grabbed a taxi and told the driver to step on it. When she got to the terminal, the line for security was a mile long. She was freaking out, thinking she was going to miss her flight. But luckily, a nice security guard opened a new lane and waved her through. She made it to the gate just as they were closing the doors. Talk about a close call. How was that? Did it feel fast? Did you catch the main points? Sarah was late lost. Her passport found it took a taxi saw a long line but made the flight. If you got that, you are doing great. Now let us look at the fast English secrets in that story. First, listen to the phrase she'd packed her bags. I did not say she had packed. I said she'd. This is a contraction of she had. It is very short. She'd packed. Then I said she couldn't find her passport. Couldn't is could not. Then came a phrasal verb. She tore the house apart. This does not mean she destroyed the house. It means she searched everywhere very messily. To tear apart means to search frantically. Then she found it under the sofa cushion. She grabbed a taxi. Grabbed means took quickly. She told the driver to step on it. This is a great idiom. Step on it means drive fast. Imagine stepping on the gas pedal. If you hear step on it and you think about walking, you will be confused. In this context, it means hurry up. Then I said the line was a mile long. This is an exaggeration. It just means the line was very long. She was freaking out. Freaking out is a very common casual expression for being very panicked or scared, thinking she was going to miss her flight. Gonna means going to. But luckily, a nice security guard opened a new lane and waved her through. She made it to the gate. Made it means arrived successfully, just as they were closing the doors. Talk about a close call. A close call is an idiom for a situation where something bad almost happened but didn't. Now that we have unlocked the meaning and the idioms, let us look at the sound connections. Listen to, she tore the house apart. The R in tore connects to the A in apart. Tore the house apart. It sounds smooth. Listen to grabbed a taxi. The D in grabbed connects to the A. Grabbed a taxi. Listen to step on it. The P connects to the O and the N connects to the I. Steeponit. It sounds like one word. Stepanit. Listen to made it. The D connects to the I. Madit. Now I am going to say the story again at the same fast speed. I want you to listen for these links and idioms. You will be amazed at how much clearer it sounds now. So Sarah was rushing to the airport because she was running a bit late. She'd packed her bags the night before, but she couldn't find her passport anywhere. She tore the house apart looking for it. Finally, she found it under the sofa cushion. She grabbed a taxi and told the driver to step on it. When she got to the terminal, the line for security was a mile long. She was freaking out thinking she was going to miss her flight. But luckily, a nice security guard opened a new lane and waved her through. She made it to the gate just as they were closing the doors. Talk about a close call. Did you hear it? Did you hear step in it? Did you hear mad it? Did you understand freaking out? I bet it felt much slower this time. The speed of the audio did not change. Your brain changed. You gave your brain the keys to unlock the code. This is the power of analysis and repetition. You can do this with any audio. Take a small piece, break it down, understand the idioms, understand the links, and listen again. It is a magic formula. Let us try one more short scenario. This one is a conversation between two friends making plans. Friend A says, "What do you want to do for lunch?" Friend B says, "I don't know, I'm feeling kind of lazy. Let's just order in." Friend A says, "Sounds good. Pizza or Thai?" Friend B says, "I'm sick of pizza. Let's get Thai." Friend A says, "All right, I'll look up a place. Let us decode this. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?" The T and D sounds blend together. Want to becomes wanna. I don't know. I do not know. This is extremely common. Dunno. I'm feeling kind of lazy. Kinda means kind of. The G is dropped in feeling. Feelin'. Let's just order in. Order in means to order food delivery to the house. the opposite of eating out. The R in order connects to the I in, or dare in. Sounds good. I'm sick of pizza. To be sick of something means to be tired of it or bored with it. It does not mean you are physically ill. It just means you have had it too much. I'll look up a place. Look up means to search for information, usually on a phone or computer. The K connects to the U, look up. Now listen again. What do you want to do for lunch? I don't know, I'm feeling kind of lazy. Let's just order in, sounds good. Pizza or Thai? I'm sick of pizza. Let's get Thai. All right, I'll look up a place. Can you imagine yourself saying this? Try it. Say, what do you want to do? Say, I don't know. Say, kinda lazy when you speak like this. You will understand like this. I want to talk about the emotional journey of learning English. Learning a language is not just about memorizing words. It is about identity. When you speak a different language, you are a slightly different version of yourself. Maybe in English, you are a bit more direct, or a bit more polite, or a bit more adventurous. Embrace that new identity. Do not be afraid to make mistakes. A mistake is not a failure. A mistake is just a piece of data. It tells you what you need to learn next. If you say the wrong word and someone corrects you, say thank you. That moment of correction is a gift. It is a memory that you will keep forever. The people who learn the fastest are the ones who are not afraid to look silly. They laugh at themselves. They take risks. Be brave. Your voice deserves to be heard. As we move toward the end of our series, I want to give you a tool for motivation. I call it the Future You visualization. When you feel tired and you do not want to practice, I want you to close your eyes and imagine the future you. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. Imagine you are traveling in an English-speaking country. You walk into a cafe and you order coffee effortlessly. You start a conversation with the person next to you. You laugh at their jokes. You tell a story and they understand you perfectly. You feel confident. You feel free. You feel proud. Hold that image in your mind. That version of you is waiting for you. Every time you listen to a podcast, every time you shadow a sentence, every time you learn a new idiom, you are taking one step closer to that future you. You are building that reality. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Remember the freedom you are chasing. I also want to remind you that you are not alone. There are millions of people around the world on this same journey. We are a global community of learners. On this channel, English in Advance, we are a family. We support each other. If you are having a bad day, come back and listen to my voice. I will be here to remind you that you can do this. I believe in you. I know how hard it is because I have learned languages too. I know the frustration, but I also know the joy of that first moment when you understand everything without translating. It is like magic, and you are going to experience that magic. Let us summarize the core pillars we have built together over these sessions. Pillar 1 is mindset. Relax. Do not stress. Let the English flow like water. Accept that you will not understand every word, and that is okay. Pillar 2 is mechanics. Understand linking reductions and the schwa sound. Know that native speakers change the sounds of words to make them flow. Pillar 3 is techniques. Use shadowing to connect your mouth and ears. Use prediction to guess what is coming next. Use subtitles strategically to train your brain. Pillar 4 is routine. Consistency is king. Use your dead time. Stack your habits. Make English a part of your daily life like brushing your teeth. Pillar 5 is resilience. Expect the plateau. Embrace mistakes. Keep your eyes on the prize. You have all the tools you need now. You do not need a magic pill. You do not need a secret method. You have the knowledge. Now you just need to apply it. The script for your success is written by you every single day. So what is your plan for tomorrow? Will you listen to English while you make breakfast? Will you shadow a video while you drive to work? Will you learn one new idiom? Decide right now. Make a promise to yourself. This is not the end of your learning. This is just the beginning of a new chapter where you are in control. You are no longer a struggling student. You are an advancing learner. You are an English user. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending this time with me. Thank you for trusting me to guide you. Thank you for your attention and your effort. Creating these scripts and speaking to you is my passion, and knowing that you are out there listening and improving makes me so happy. Please keep practicing. Please keep listening. And remember, English is not a test to be passed. It is a bridge to the world. It is a key that opens doors. Go out there and open those doors. If you have enjoyed this series, please share it with a friend who is also learning. Learning together is always more fun. And come back to these episodes whenever you need a refresher. The concepts of flow and rhythm are deep, and you will hear something new every time you listen. This has been Jessica with English in Advance. I am sending you all my positive energy and best wishes for your English journey. You are capable. You are intelligent. You are making progress. Believe in yourself. Until next time, keep your ears open, keep your smile bright, and keep moving forward. Goodbye for now and happy listening.